Make sure to subscribe to Apillow on YouTube. Very cool content creator.
Well, imagine my shock. Because we're talking about Paul Joseph Watson today. So, if you're a member of the lefty space, you know about our friend DSL having person, not so friend, I should say, actually. Paul Joseph Watson used to be affiliated with Alex Jones, his entire thing, and he recently put out a video entitled Fun, Fun, Fun. He's actually been doing shockingly well recently. I fully expected to go to his channel and find it dead, but he's actually been pulling views, which means our kind friend Paul here is perfect to review as a propagandist who's still fairly popular. So I'm actually pretty excited for this. I used to watch Paul Joseph Watson back in my old chuddy phase. I did pre-watch this video just a little bit. But I did used to watch Paul Joseph Watson in my more chuddy phase back when I was young. And, you know, it's going to be interesting revisiting his videos for, I believe, the first time on the other side of the aisle. So, let's watch a Paul Joseph Watson. Okay. So, fun, fun, fun. I'm going to keep it muted during the intro because I don't know if he uses copyrighted music or not. Okay. And when I say DSLs, I mean like let's get him on a good fucking dude. I'm dick sucking lips, okay? I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. Some fat fucking DSLs, dude. I don't even know. Okay.
Another explosive showcase of diversity being our greatest strength.
Okay.
Fire Night was celebrated with another explosive showcase of diversity being our greatest strength.
So, notice how in this video, I already pre-watched it because Paul Joseph Watson is very hit and miss, and like fast and loose with his rhetoric, I mean. Notice how much he says diversity in this video. Let's figure out exactly what he means by the diversity he's talking about in this video by watching through. I never thought anyone would point it out. It's very obvious. I'm shocked no one else has it.
Excitement over the festivities was really running wild.
Okay, so notice this. These are police officers, Metropolitan Police, pushing away protesters. Keep this in mind for later. So we have Metropolitan Police pushing away protesters. Keep this in mind for later. This will come up later. This is a special tool we will use later.
An absolute outpouring of family-friendly, fun, fun, fun.
Okay, so a dumbass lighting off a firecracker. Is this even politically affiliated? Okay. Is this politically affiliated at all?
Fun, fun, fun.
Okay, it's unlike he said, Allahu Akbar. So, maybe, you know, I would lean towards definitely more politically affiliated in this message. He is talking about protesters here, so we're gonna have to see what he says in the rest of the video. I'm gonna stop necessarily interrupting it. So I'm gonna cut up the.
And once again, dangerous extremists who threatened to derail the fun were firmly put back in their place.
Why are you here?
I'm here to have conversations. Don't put that in my face.
Why are you here?
Don't put that in my face.
Why are you here?
I'm here to have.
Interesting how this entire group of people are, like, specifically being not very happy about one person being there. I wonder what context Paul Joseph Watson is going to give to this entire group of people protesting an event going on. I wonder what context Paul Joseph Watson is going to give to the fact that they seem to really not like this one person. What did this one person do, maybe, to piss them off? He's not going to give context to it, just so you know. But keep this in mind.
Conversations.
Why are you being offensive? He needs to go.
Why are you being offensive? He needs to go.
Why are you being offensive? He needs to go.
He gets assaulted, then instead of confronting the perpetrator, the police tell him to leave.
I wonder why the police told him to leave.
Yeah, sure.
For your own
I'm
safety.
just standing here.
For your own safety, come on.
For your own safety, leave. Hey, This is something that cops do. If you're at a protest and for some reason everyone at the protest seems to not like you, you know, just like everyone at the protest just decided suddenly to like Borg mind against you, because that's exactly what happens. It's not like this person was instigating, more than likely instigating, and Paul just cut off that part because he wants it to fit his narrative, because he's a propagandist who's barely good at his job. And if you have even a modicum of brain cells, you can see through this framing that he's trying to do, you know, because protesters, people in general, groups of people in general, typically don't turn against one person unless they're causing issues. But he's not going to talk about this. Can barely hear him? Okay. He's not going to talk about that. But, you know, like the cops are coming up and saying, hey, maybe for your safety, leave. Clearly people don't want you here. I suggest that you leave for your safety. I wonder how Paul's going to spin this.
Come on.
I'm allowed to stand here.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you to move away for your own safety.
Move away
Because
to
they're
where?
obviously quite aggravated with you, aren't they?
Okay, so now I'm standing here. So now where do you want me to
Back
go?
over a bit further and I'll have a chat with you.
So you're telling me I'm not allowed to stand on this public street
I'm
right
telling
here?
you at the moment, I'm moving you over there to prevent the breach of the peace. Come on.
Moving you over there to prevent a breach of the peace. I wonder what this person was doing to breach the peace. I wonder what. Keep it chugging.
Come over there and let's have a chat.
Wait a minute. People coming and
Let's
getting in
go
my
over
face
there.
it means I'm breaching the
You're
peace?
causing them to do that, aren't you? So
How am I
move
doing
over.
that?
Interesting. You're causing them to do that, aren't you? You're breaching the peace. You're causing them to do that. Also, notice the voice on the person who's recording this video. Notice a little something something about this person's voice versus the voices of everyone else here.
Breach of the peace. Come on, come over there and let's have a chat.
Wait a minute. People coming and
Let's
getting
go.
So this guy's accented, everyone else is accented. This looks to be a London Metropolitan Police. Listen to the guy recording the video. Listen to this guy's voice.
in my
over there.
face it means I'm breaching the
You're
peace?
causing them to do that, aren't you? So
How am I doing
over.
that?
Move over and I'll have a chat with you.
Did you hear that? He said, how am I doing that? It wasn't a, how am I doing that? What you mean, mate? How are you doing, how am I doing that? No, it was a, how am I doing that? It's a fucking American. It's an American who traveled to a protest in the UK, got in people's faces apparently, recorded videos, and then got pissed off when people got angry at him, and now Paul Joseph Watson is trying to frame this like this guy's getting attacked for no reason. I think the evidence here kind of points to the fact that he was probably fucking instigating the situation. You know, but no, Paul isn't going to give you that context because, again, he's a bullshit propagandist who wants to push you a narrative. How am I doing that?
How am I causing them to do that?
Well, I don't know what you're doing, but you were
I'm
getting
just standing there.
you were getting extremely hostile.
The irate woman jamming a flagpole up his nose, though, not hostile at all.
I believe this angle would indicate that the flagpole was not up his nose.
I'm here to have conversations. Don't put that in my
If
face.
you're getting a reaction like that, you need to remove yourself from it so you're safe.
Wait a minute. How about you do?
Yeah, this police is this officer right here is giving pretty sage advice. If you pissed off a group of people, get away from that group of people. Wow. Fun, though. Yeah, we have to spin a narrative with this, don't we, Paul? Yeah? You know, this is general good advice.
Deal with the
If you
violent
piss off a
people
group
instead of
people-
telling the peaceful person to get out of the way.
The answer to that question was provided by
it
another
moving.
officer just down the road who was dealing with the urgent matter of a Union Jack flag touching a metal railing.
Hold it, you can wave it. It's just we don't just not causing any sort of issues with the barriers. Have your flags just not on the barriers, that's it.
Then a stunning admission.
And yet when they march down with hundreds of Palestinian flags, you won't say a word.
One just went past hanging out of the car, you never see fuck all. There's way more of them than there is of us.
Sorry, what?
There's way more of them than there is of us.
Fascinating
So Paul tries to use this. There's way more of them than there are of us. Look what he says.
to hear them admit it so brazenly. The power of the mob reigns supreme even.
Oh, mob rule. Mob rule, mate. It's mob rule. The protesters are mob rule. Hey, do you remember the thing that I brought up earlier? Look, it's a group of police officers shown in Paul's video group of police officers who are clearly pretty outnumbered. Oh, look at this. Look at the way they're handling this guy. Yeah, group of police officers, outnumbered. Look at the way they can handle it.
Activities was really running
Look
wild.
at the way they can handle it. Pushing him. Push the guy to the ground. But no, it's the rule of the mob. Absolutely. It's the rule of the mob. That's what's happening here. Okay, Paul. Thank you very much.
Even over the law.
There's way more of them than there is of us.
And also, it's a protest. There are always going to be more protesters than police. But time and time again, we observe true anarcho-tyranny in action. When the innocent...
True anarcho-tyranny in action, mate. Jesus Christ. Also, for focal length, he has a professional shitlord for videos, but he doesn't know anything about cameras. Yeah, the camera's like right up in his fucking face. Like, please back the fuck up. He looks like he wants to give me a little kiss. He looks like he wants to give me a little smooch-mooch. Okay? Back up, Paul. I don't need to see all of your fucking nose hairs, bro.
So as not to antagonize the mob. And the mob sure did let them know who was boss. There were also
I got a smile on his face. He was fucking with me. Also, you should see half the shit that Americans say to our fucking cops, dude. You should see half the shit that we say. That is tame in comparison. Your accent sounded Welsh. I know nothing about accents.
LM-style mob inquisitions of anyone who might be suspected of even daring to have a different opinion.
I support myself. What am I screaming for? Bro,
who do you support? I'm asking you a simple question. I'm asking you a simple question. Who do you support?
Who do I support?
Yes. What is on?
And again, look at the way that Paul is framing this. He's framing this. This is one thing that he really likes to do. He really likes to take tiny little snippet clips, cut them completely out of context, and use them to push a narrative. So the narrative that he's pushing with this clip is the idea that common people are going to get attacked and stopped in the street and asked whose affiliation in this conflict that's currently going on they support. Who do they affiliate themselves with? I'm going to tell you something as someone who's not terminally online and has been to a protest or two. It is very difficult to get that deep in a protest unless you were trying to be there. So, with no added context here, I'm liable to believe that this guy getting asked his affiliation, why exactly he's in the middle of the fucking protest.
Anyone who might be suspected of even daring to have a different opinion.
I'm just gonna presume that this guy is clearly in the middle of a bit of an event here, most likely a protest, considering the people up on him. I'm willing to assume that this guy was there for a reason.
Who do you support? I'm asking you a simple question. I'm asking you a simple question. Who do you support?
Who do I support?
Yes. What is on Israel? Simple question.
Yeah, no, a firecracker just went off. This is a protest.
Who do you support? Who do you support?
Who do you support?
None of your fucking business. Merely having no...
Honestly, I think if you're in the dead middle of a fucking protest... Listen, this is just me. You're probably there because you support one thing or the other, and more than likely, people are gonna ask you, why the fuck are you here? Just an idea, you know? It's like, you go to a party, people are gonna ask you, who the fuck do you know? Why are you here? You go to any event, people are gonna ask you, oh, why are you here? That's what happens. That's what happens, Paul. Okay? Use our brains. Although, granted, he fucking switched out his brain for those massive fucking lips of it. Jesus Christ.
Opinion, like these poor people trying to take their kids to McDonald's, was also verboten.
Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you!
Oh! Look at this! Are we sure this was someone just trying to take their kid to McDonald's, as Paul frames it? Look at this woman! Oh, y'all can't see her because chat is covering it. She has a little fucking smile on her face. She has a cheeky fucking smile on her face. But no, she's just trying to take her kid to McDonald's, as Paul is saying. She's trying to take her kid to McDonald's. She's definitely not doing anything.
Shame on you! Shame on you!
Again, it's all about framing. Paul's entire propaganda relies on dishonest framing of video clips. He's cutting things out of context. Okay?
Thank you, multiculturalism, for
Okay, so let's read this tweet that Paul is citing, that he's actually going to read out for us.
making the entrance of McDonald's a subject of a geopolitical and ethno-religious blood feud situated thousands of miles away. They'll arrest a woman for praying.
Okay. So, again, thank you, multiculturalism, for making the entrance of McDonald's the subject of a geopolitical and ethno-religious blood feud situated thousands of miles away. One, let's consider why this is happening. Currently, there's a bit of a boycott going on against McDonald's due to their current positioning in this entire conflict. There is a boycott going on against McDonald's. So yes, people leaving a McDonald's would have, shame on you, spoken to them, especially if people are protesting out front of that McDonald's. I can also tell you, hey Paul, listen, I may not know how McDonald's goes on in the fucking shitty UK, yeah? But look, I'm a fucking American, okay? And I'll tell you one fucking thing about eating at McDonald's. Usually, if you're eating at a fucking McDonald's, it does not take so long for a whole fucking protest to form outside of that McDonald's. Usually, if you're eating at a McDonald's, you're in there, you order, you're probably done in like 30 fucking minutes after you get your food you eat. No one takes their sweet fucking time eating McDonald's. It's McDonald's. Okay? No, you narf that shit down and then you fucking leave the restaurant. Or you go through the drive-thru. That's what happens. Protests of that magnitude that we just saw take hours to fucking form. So what's more likely here, people? That this woman was just eating in a McDonald's with her kids and her husband, enjoying a time, having a lovely fucking time, and suddenly, while she's chewing on her Big Mac, a ravenous mob rises up against her as she's eating her McDonald's. Or did she intentionally go to the McDonald's, considering the smile on her face? She knew what the fuck she was doing. She knew that she was potentially going to piss people off, so she goes to the McDonald's. She eats there anyways. The protest was already formed outside. Again, pretty big fucking protest. Those typically take hours to form. Again, been to a protest or two myself. Those take a little bit to form, yeah? And then as she's walking out, she has a smile on her face because she knows, oh, this is going to be good for the propaganda machine. Or she just has no fucking remorse for what she's done. Not saying that she should be remorseful for eating at McDonald's. It's fucking McDonald's. It's a fucking McDonald's. But more than likely, she's looking at everyone fucking protesting, and that little smile on her face is her, man, I really fucking owned y'all, isn't it? Didn't I? Really fucking owned y'all. That's what it kind of looks like more to me. But hey, we can't know for sure because Paul doesn't include the entire fucking context in these fucking videos because he's a dishonest piece of shit hack. Well, now.
Political and ethno-religious blood feud situated thousands of miles away. They'll arrest a woman for praying silently outside an abortion clinic.
This is not relevant to the video. Paul is doing a pivot here. See, this is where we get the shift that Paul likes to do, where he'll hit you with the clips in the front, and then he'll really start to push his narrative on, like, culture war shit. Yeah? So, listen, he gave you the shot, everything that you saw before, with the out-of-context clips, etc., etc., etc. Word the shot. Let's do the chaser now. What's the chaser?
It's a breach of the peace. Angry mobs harassing people trying to spend time with their kids. Well, that's just free speech. This video is sponsored by Kamikoto, Japan.
I forgot about this. Okay, look, it's a knife sponsor. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing about knife sponsors. Yeah, because these are entirely bullshit.
Use techniques that date back over 800 years. This is the crappy knife I was using before, and this is the Kamikoto Japanese steel.
Hey guys. Do you want to know why this knife cuts so well? Also, Horrible. Why do you cut your vegetables like that, dude? What the fuck? Wait, shame him. Who cuts their fucking vegetables?
The knife I was using before, and this is the Kamikoto Japanese steel knife. Look at that, like a hot knife through butter. Faced with the...
Did you see that? The way he just shimmying his fingers away? Don't cut vegetables like that. You fucking idiot. Knuckle. Don't use your fingertips. Knuckle. Kamikoto Japanese steel. Yeah, dude, fucking British. But what I'm gonna say about these knife sponsors, you wanna know why the knives in all of these knife sponsor videos look so fucking sharp and so good? Because they're new. The blade hasn't dulled. Don't buy bullshit knife sponsors. Get a whetstone, or get something to sharpen your knives, and just sharpen your fucking knives. It's that simple. It's that simple. Just sharpen your knives. After use, knives get a little dull. They get a little dull. If you sharpen them, then you're fine. Sharpen your knives. Don't buy bullshit. Sharpen your knives. How are you supposed to cut your vegetables? Not with your fingertips. Like, I'll use this pencil as an example. The way that I was always taught, you never use your fingertips, because if you fuck up, you can shear off your fingers. You do your knuckle. That's a lot harder to cut through, because that's bone. Tip of your fingers, that's mostly fat, cartilage and shit, yeah? So, you kind of knuckle it. You knuckle it, because it's a lot more difficult to get a cut off on your knuckle than it is your fingertips, because you can't shear off your knuckle. That's fucking bone there. Is it gonna hurt like shit if you nick yourself? Yeah, but you aren't gonna be missing your fucking fingertips. That's what you do. Like your pencils, this is my drawing tablet pen. My mom got an electric knife sharpener like 7 years ago, never needed a new knife set. Yeah.
Kamikoto, that carrot didn't stand a chance. That single bevel edge means Kamikoto knives can achieve an unbelievably... And get this, if you use discount code
Jesus! Dog. These are $3.89 on fucking discounts. It's $5.33 regular. Don't buy these. These are such bullshit. These are such a fucking scam. Y'all. $5.33 normal. $3.89 like on discount. If you use Paul's stupid fucking code. Christ.
PJW at checkout. They'll give you an extra $50 discount on any purchase.
An extra $50.
The best way you can support me is by supporting my sponsor. Now back to the video. Metropolitan liberals squealed with disdain at the demonstration being described as a hate march.
What is a hate?
So this is going to be his next topic. He's going to keep coming back to this lady asking what is a hate march. Yeah? Let's see what she says here. Let's see what he says here.
March.
You'd have to ask the Home Secretary that. I mean, she's picked two words.
I'm saying you have to be to pay $500 for a piece of wood and metal. You have to be a conservative. Only conservatives fall for shit that fucking stupid.
That English language and strung them together.
Yet when a man showed up holding a sign that said Hamas are terrorists, which whatever you think of Israel is objectively true, he was intimidated, hounded and harassed.
So notice the framing here. He's framing this as someone going to a protest saying Hamas are terrorists and then getting thrown out, and he's going to frame this as him getting thrown out because people don't want to acknowledge that Hamas are terrorists. I wonder what that means. Hamas are terrorists? Really? But you don't want to acknowledge it. Maybe it suggests a little bit something about the brown people in this nation, that they don't like it when you call Hamas terrorists. And I'm going to tell you how to combat this framing. It's fucking false. Because the people at the protest that he's about to show you didn't get mad at this guy because he was calling Hamas fucking terrorists. They didn't get mad at him for that. It's because he went to a pro-Palestinian protest with a shit-eating grin on his face, holding a Hamas or terrorist sign, clearly trying to provoke people. And you want to know why he was provoking people? Paul, don't cut this out. If you're featuring me in this video, in your fucking video, don't cut this out. You fucking, you slimy piece of shit. Don't you dare cut me out when I say this. Yeah? Why are you going to a Palestinian event holding a Hamas or terrorist sign? Why? Listen, this would be like if I went to like a white person's cookout and I held a KKK are bad sign. Yeah. Why am I holding that there though? These things, these messages, they are not congruent. They aren't even perpendicular, they're parallel. Yeah, you know? I mean, maybe they occasionally bisect, maybe they occasionally do a little bit of this on the graph, but largely, these are fucking parallel arguments. Because believe it or not all Palestinians are part of fucking Hamas. And it's a little weird to go to a Palestinian event, a pro-Palestine event, and say, Hamas are terrorists. Yeah, they are. Hamas are terrorists. But what did you mean by that? Why are you saying that specifically? What bearing? We weren't talking about them. Why are you bringing them up now? Yeah, this is the same condemn Hamas shit that people do. Clip guard. Paul would find a way to fucking edit around it, if I'm being honest.
Then okay? Eventually removed by police.
See? He's walking around. He has a smile on his face. The fucking Twitter video is watermarked. Okay? But yeah, he's walking around. He has a bit of a... Look at this guy. Mouth is open, looks like he has maybe a bit of a cheeky grin going. And he's showing it around. He's showing it around. And he's walking against the traffic. That's a big thing. And then he gets pushed by someone who notices his sign and goes, oh, what the fuck are you doing here? Why is that the sign that you're holding up? Also notice, he is one of the only people here holding up a sign. You have people holding up Palestinian flags. There's one sign in the back. But he's the only one actively holding up a sign. He's instigating. He knows what he's doing, and Paul is using this and framing this as someone, oh, well, this guy is just stating a common fact, and it seems like the brown people, the diverse people in this nation don't seem to handle that fact. What does that mean? Again, he's doing the look at my shut-ass sign thing. He's trying to instigate, and Paul is trying to play defense for him. It's like yelling Israel is an apartheid state at a Holocaust museum. It is exactly like doing that. Why are you bringing that up? These have nothing, are they, historically, are these concepts that have been related to each other? Yeah. Are these things that have a lot of play-by-play next to each other? Yes. They are, but these aren't the same thing. Why the fuck are you bringing them up? They are tangentially related. You know, if you are having a conversation about one of them, you might be able to transition to the other one. Like if you're talking about Palestine, you could talk about, the cities, the clubs that are in Gaza, etc., etc., etc. And then, of course, you would eventually shift over to conflict. And then Hamas might come up as a group that you would talk about. Just like if you were in a Holocaust museum, you might be talking about the aftermath of the Holocaust, the formation of the State of Israel, and how that, unfortunately, turned into an apartheid state. They're tangentially related, yeah, but are they direct causal factors? No. So why are you bringing these up? It's exactly like that. I type it as you said, I'm basically a prophet. It's Jesus. Yeah, he has a fucking cheeky smile on his face. He knows exactly what he's doing. Look at him! He's having a fucking time! He's having a time. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly... Damn. Okay, we have a fucking Chad here. Just dog. That fucking jawline, that beard, he's lined all the way the fuck up. Hell yeah. Oh, look at this. Look, I just saw a sign that said something. Ceasefire now. People advocating for a peaceful ceasefire in this conflict. But no, Paul is going to try to frame these people as violent for dealing with an instigator at their protest who's trying to start shit. He's getting chin-mogged at the Palestine protest, he is. Oh, wait. Hold up. Speaking of chin-mogging, dog. Boyo. He's got the full neck beard going. Look at this guy. Woo! Look at this guy. Full fucking neck beard. Shave it a bit, dude. Yeah, and now he's getting pushed away.
No, it's not a hate march, but if you criticise a terrorist group that slaughters innocent families in their own homes, you'll be on the receiving end of some very vitriolic hate. Definitely not a...
And again, this comes back to the framing. Paul is trying to frame this as this guy just going to a protest and stating facts and him getting ran out, but they're definitely not a hate mob. They weren't. We saw that ceasefire now sign. They actively want peace. They're calling for a ceasefire in this conflict. They don't want people to die. Ceasefires happen on both sides. These people at this protest largely don't want anyone to die. This person went to this protest to instigate. Yeah? Again, holding up a Hamas or terrorist sign at a pro-Palestinian protest, a pro-Palestinian protest, has nothing to do with fucking Hamas. Holding up that sign, you could say, yeah, he's just stating facts, but consider the context of the situation. Why is he doing that? What point does he have in doing that? What message is he trying to send with that? Considering the smile on his face during the entire situation, the fact that there was someone tracking him throughout the entirety of the protest, kinda egging him on if you listen back to the audio of it, keeping a bead on him and watching him get pushed away by the police, probably someone who went to the protest with the express intent of starting shit by holding up a sign that has nothing to do with it. He was tacitly, he was waiting for someone to react to that because he knows that people like Paul Joseph Watson here, with his massive fucking dick-sucking lips, would be able to take that and twist that into anti-Palestinian propaganda by going, oh, Palestinians are peaceful, huh? Well, in that case, my kind friend, how come the Palestinians don't seem to like it when you criticize Hamas? It's bullshit. It's bullshit framing. Time, place, and manner. Exactly
hate march,
correct.
though.
What is a hate march?
If only you knew how bad things really are.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
We sacrificed millions of our countrymen at the altar of total war just so they'd...
Okay. Let's see the hatred that these people were facing. They're selling out poppies, Royal British Legion. That is a thing that they do in the UK to raise money for veterans, I believe. Also in Canada. So let's see.
Descendants would become hated and despised in their own capital city. If I'm honest, I think...
This is basically what Matt Walsh did at the Roe v. Wade protests in DC when he walked around with a blowhorn asking what is Roman. Yeah, this is exactly what conservatives like to do. They instigate and then they play the fucking victim when people don't like them instigating. It's like coward shit. They can't stand by their beliefs. They know their beliefs aren't fucking popular. So they'll leverage that and go to protests to piss people off intentionally, and then they'll turn around, take that footage, and then turn it into propaganda by giving people the idea that they are being... Oh, look at you, for your conservative views, you're being persecuted. Now like and subscribe and buy my $500 knives. They're persecuting you. You need to get your $500 knives so that you can chop well. It's a grift. It's a grift. This is exactly what it is. These people are grifters.
I've had quite my fill of diversity.
What does diversity have to do with this, Paul? Let's listen to this again.
Diversity.
Also, notice this flag in the back? This rainbow flag in the back? We're gonna get back to this one. So now he plays sad.
Diversity.
I'm presuming. Okay, can we go back enough?
We sacrificed millions.
Yeah?
Of our countrymen at the altar of total war, just so their descendants would become hated and despised in their own capital city. If I'm honest, I think I've had quite my fill of diversity.
If I'm honest, I feel like I've had quite my fill of diversity. We'll get to the diversity bit a little later. Let's keep it going. So now he's gonna play a sad fucking song about, oh, there'll always be in England, clearly trying to be fucking sarcastic. So I'm gonna skip this ahead because I don't want to get, oh, I can't skip it ahead. He's just gonna keep playing it. Okay, Dear England. Yeah? So, again, he's framing this as these people getting attacked. Oh, look at this. It seems as if everyone protesting, let's go back. Let's look at this table again. Let's look at this table that people have set up to sell poppies. Little poppy pins. Yeah? Look at this. So they're sitting there, they're selling their poppy pins, and look, they aren't being bothered. Everyone here protesting this are not even facing them. They aren't even being bothered. So I don't even know why Paul is bringing this up. They aren't even being bothered. Then he pans into the Dear England sign, because of course he is. You know, he likes his irony. Yeah? But again, tries to frame this as these people selling poppies to fund veterans as, oh, they were viciously, brutally attacked. Oh, look at the disrespect that's happening. Oh, diversity is ruining our nation. And then the people running the table didn't have anything done to them. They were in a public space. Other people came in the public space and protested. Didn't even interact with them. Okay, Paul. Yeah, no one, like, literally no one in that protest cared that they were there.
Stuart Mitchell.
Like that one Fox News host that said the Arabs had their chance in reference to Palestinians as a whole.
Tried to lift their spirits.
What's the nicest one? Yeah, can I get one of those?
Yes, you can.
How much is that?
Again, no one is paying attention to them. This is just a video of a guy buying a fucking poppy in a public space.
I'll tell you what, for you, it's £50.
Thank you.
Alright? Have a good day.
Thank you so much.
You keep going.
Thank you for your help.
And make sure you keep going. Right, lots of love, okay?
But having any kind of...
Oh, look! A normal human interaction. But Paul isn't fucking used to those. Jesus. Stop looking at me so intently with those dick-sucking lips, Paul. I feel uncomfortable. Got me feeling unwise, mayhaps.
Active conversation with the cops was a losing battle.
Oh, look! Seems like these cops have control over the situation.
Officers, you're losing this. Next week, if it carries on, it's getting worse and worse. Officers, do you guys plan on doing anything?
And now it's just guys going up, recording videos, talking to cops, like, oh, officers, you're losing this. Do you plan on letting this continue? Do you plan on letting this continue, officers? And then the cops are just like, what the f***? Leave me alone. I'm on my fucking shift, mate. Jesus Christ. Yeah, imagine my shock.
About this at any point.
We are trying our best. The thing is,
it's constant failure.
Listen.
Failure.
And it appears at least...
Yeah, it's just a guy going up to cops, saying, oh, Papa cop, can you pop a couple of cops in those brown, violent mob? Can you pop a couple of cops in them, Papa? It's so stupid. Yeah? Someone clipped that. That was a fun bit. Actually,
for some, the fist bump has
but cops were
replaced
chill as hell.
take a knee.
a win-win. Alice won and
But there was one moment.
He just got triggered over a fucking fist bump. But no, it's us. It's us who are fucking sensitive. Yeah, but he got triggered over a fucking fist bump. Okay, Paul. Let's watch this again. Let's watch the offending fist bump.
Constant failure.
Listen.
Failure.
And it appears, at least for some, the fist bump has replaced take a knee.
a win-win. Alice won and
But there was...
It's triggered over a fucking fist bump. What? An actual fucking man-child, dude. Triggered over a fist bump. That's insane.
One moment of utter hilarity when a black-masked Antifa soyjack demanded...
Okay, so, before we go back, we're at 7:44 now in time. Okay, we gotta skip the over-expensive knives. So again, let's go back to this image. Notice, this appears to be a group of people over here, who, in the back, appear to be of a pretty multi-ethnic group, but, you know, definitely a bunch of people of Arab descent down here. And notice the rainbow flag, held by someone we can't necessarily see their face, but they look like they're in a group of people, near a group of people, and in a group of people who are of Arab descent. Safe to say, I mean, I would say probably safe to say, but this person over here, holding a pride flag, probably is of Arab descent as well. Probably of Palestinian descent, at least, you know? Probably of Palestinian descent, at least of Arab descent. More than likely, this person holding the flags here. We can't necessarily get a good bead on their face, but considering who they are standing around, I would say might be a part of this larger group. And even then, it doesn't look like this group of people are necessarily hostile to them. So, let's go back to 7:44. Let's see what's happening here.
When a black-masked Antifa soyjack demanded...
Also, why does he look yellow? Paul, you need to fix your fucking studio lights. You look like you have jaundice. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Trans rights. Expected to receive some backup from his Muslim allies and was promptly told where to get off.
This guy is trying to propagate anti-LGBTQ propaganda. He's trying to tell children that they are not allowed to be trans.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not. They're not.
Okay, and now we're actually going to get a bit of an interesting segment here. Yeah, and I'm going to explain exactly what's going to happen after this. So.
Suck your mum, bro. No. Black nail polish on is a man, my bro. Stop talking. Stop talking.
Okay, one, these are a bunch of fucking teenagers. Teenagers, historically fucking idiots. Okay, so that's one. Two.
You can't do that, yeah. You have to respect that decision. But in religion, yeah. But in some religions they accept that. But in our religion, you can't do that. So we don't.
So one, you have, again, group of people here in the back who don't even seem to necessarily be agreeing with these two people here. Yeah?
Agree with your faith.
They're just kind of standing.
What religion are you?
So, oh, and look here. Seems to be someone covered up. Might be a Muslim lady over here who's holding up her hands to him, disagreeing with them, more than likely, considering the side that she's on and the fact that she is directly facing off against these two people and next to this guy. It is very likely that this lady here, who appears to be brown skin, definitely probably a minority of some kind. I'll venture to say, considering the nature of the event, probably Palestinian, might be Arab if she's not Palestinian exactly, of Palestinian descent, because Palestine is a country, not a ethnicity. Arab would be the ethnicity. But she seems to be on this guy's side. So I wonder how Paul is going to frame this woman who appears to be on this guy's side. How is he gonna frame this entire interaction?
You identify yourself as something, my bro. What do you identify as? Go on. What do you identify as?
Doesn't have a religion.
Okay. So,
what do you identify yourself as?
Paul.
Okay.
Notice how this is the longest clip that he fucking lingers on. He usually would have ADHD cut by now.
Listen.
But you know, we're gonna watch it through.
Wait, what do you identify yourself?
Oh look! He grabs someone. Probably that lady I was just talking about.
The revolution
will
not be intersectionalized.
Not allowed to be trans.
The revolution will not be intersectional. Why is his fucking watermark?
Based Abrahamic sisters? Yeah, not quite.
Okay. So, the point that he's trying to make here. Why did he bring up those two Muslim girls being bit fucking idiots when it came to the queer people? It's quite simple. This is something that a lot of conservatives will do in trying to get people in the West to like believe, oh, well, you know, we're more civilized. Or to try to convince people who are on the left side of the aisle that, hey, maybe try a bit of conservatism. You see, what Paul did there seemed like he was trying to be supportive of queer people. He fucking wasn't. Yeah? Paul's entire thing here in that situation, I gotta make sure that my roommate's not here. I'm about to do a bit. Paul's entire thing here, he doesn't like queer people. He fucking doesn't. He fucking outright hates them, as a matter of fact. Yeah? He doesn't like queer people. He doesn't like the transes. And he's leveraging the fact that there are people who are religious Muslims who don't like queer people, and using this in this video to try to cleave a lever, try to put in a little bit of a space between these two groups to break intersectionality. He said it himself. The revolution will not be intersectional. He doesn't want any revolutions to be intersectional because he knows that's not going to be good for him and his conservative agenda. Basically, what Paul Joseph Watson is doing, he's going like, oh, mate, you see those Muslims right there? Oh, you want to protest in favor of Palestinian rights, mate? You know they hate you, right? You know they're going to toss you off a building, right, mate? Yeah? They fucking hate you. They fucking hate you, you fucking fagger. Just like I fucking hate you. Only difference is, though, I also hate them, so why don't you hate them with me? It's the exact same fucking thing that he's doing. This is something that you see a lot of conservatives do. Well, where they'll go, oh, well, in these Muslim countries, you want to claim that Islam and, like, Muslims are people who are, you know, misunderstood, often misconstrued as terrorists when that's only a very small percentage of the population of Muslims across the world. Oh, you really think that these people care about you, you know? Hey, forget about all of the positive, all of the queer positive Muslims that you know. I know plenty of queer positive Muslims, yeah? Forget all of the queer Muslims you may know. I know queer Muslims, yeah? Like, just because the religion says, oh, well, you can't do this, doesn't mean that there aren't queer Muslims. There are plenty of queer Muslims, just like there are plenty of queer Christians, despite the fact that Christianity apparently says, in its holy text, that a little bit of homosexuality is a bit forbidden, yeah? Seems like this is an innate trait and people don't necessarily fucking choose it, yeah? But they point this out, they point at this shit, and then they go, so clearly, why are you supporting them? You shouldn't support them, yeah? And this is one thing that we're gonna have to learn. Part of intersectionality is dealing with people who do not like you. Part of intersectionality is sometimes dealing with people who want you dead. It happens. But you know what? I'll tell you exactly what. It's a lot easier to fight for everyone's rights when you're fighting on the basis across lines. You're fighting across religious lines, ethnic lines, socio-political lines, sexual lines. Paul doesn't want you to realize that. He wants you to be divided, he wants you to be separated, because it's a lot easier to take on progressive enemies when they are separated. It's a lot easier to take us on when we aren't unionized, when we aren't together, when we don't have a cohesive movement. You can start intersectional movements. Like I said, plenty of queer Muslims, plenty of queer positive Muslims. As a matter of fact, did y'all know that the Muslim majority nation of Jordan, you know, the nation that borders the state of Israel, did you know that that nation decriminalized homosexuality 3 decades before the state of Israel did? Not even decriminalize, legalize. It's just legal in Jordan. There's nothing in the law code of Jordan that says that homosexuality is illegal. And they wrote it out. It used to be illegal. They wrote it out in the 50s. I bet you didn't know that. I bet you didn't know that this Muslim majority nation in the middle of the Middle East, bordered by Saudi Arabia and Iraq on its south, I believe, bordered by Israel on its east, and bordered by Syria to its north, I bet you had no fucking clue that this nation, while it's not perfect on gay rights, allows gay people to exist openly without reprise. I bet you didn't know that. As a matter of fact, this Muslim majority nation decriminalized homosexuality before states did. Many states in the United States had criminalizations of homosexuality up until the 2000s. It's almost like homophobia isn't a Muslim issue. It's almost like it's just a religious issue, and depending on how religious the fucking country is, there's a bit less homophobia. I'll tell you exactly what. All of these nations in Europe that decriminalize homosexuality and legalize gay marriage, they didn't do it because of their hyper-Christianity and their love of gay people. As a matter of fact, it's typically the hyper-Christians who oppose that kind of shit. It's the non-religious people. It's the non-religiously affiliated people. It's the progressive religious people who support people's rights. This is a bullshit point. Anyone can be homophobic, Paul. Don't be a dumbass. Aren't there still sodomy laws? No. Oh, in a lot of Deep South states, yeah. They're just functionally illegal. Like, there are a lot of laws still on the books in Deep South states. I thought you meant, like, in Jordan. There's no, like, ban on sodomy in Jordan. But, like, yeah, no, in the South, there are a bunch of states that still have, like, homosexuality laws, like anti-sodomy laws on the book, which effectively criminalize being gay because fucking sodomy. Technically, by definition. Yeah, so there are a lot of states that still have those laws on the books. They just can't enforce them because of a previous Supreme Court ruling. So yeah, let's get back into this video. We have 1 minute left.
And many on the dissident right in both the UK and the US who dislike Israel side with these people. My brothers in Christ, the enemy of your enemy is not your friend.
Again, this is a moot point. Look at why people are supporting these things. Don't just say, "Oh, look, mate, a bunch of these dissidents on the right support these people, mate." Don't fall for that, okay? Yeah? Don't fall for that. Look at why people are supporting the things that they support. Are people against the state of Israel because they think that the state of Israel is an apartheid state that is currently committing a genocide against the Palestinian people? Or are they against the state of Israel because they're actually anti-Semitic and think that Israel is the state of the Jewish people and they hate Jewish people and that's why they hate the state of Israel? Which, for the record, Israel is not the state of Jewish people. The state of Israel does not speak for all Jewish people. They need to stop claiming that because it's led to a rise of anti-Semitic hate crimes since the start of this conflict and since pretty much any time that conflict flares up in between Israel and Palestine. The state of Israel is not representative of Jewish people. Jewish people are not a monolith. Okay? It's pretty anti-Semitic to suggest that.
Yo, they roll on the statue.
Based Benjamin Franklin. He would have loved this shit. Look, I'm saying this as a proud American, knowing Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin would have loved this shit. He would have found this culturally enriching.
Whisper it quietly, but...
Also, keep in mind, founding fathers, pretty big fans of protest. Listen, the founding fathers were such a big fan of protest that they put in the First Amendment to our Constitution that we have because we're more based than the fucking UK. And you want to know why we're more based than the fucking UK? Because we don't produce people like this, okay? We don't. It
is actually possible to both maintain a strong critique of the state of Israel and disavow these thugs. Because it's not just Israel they despise and want to destroy, is it? They're coming for you too.
Ugh. They're coming for you too. God. Okay. So that was a video. Again. An hour-long video at that. Jesus Christ. Okay. I didn't expect that. Look. I just gave you. This was a 9-minute video. I expanded it to an hour. And the reason why I did this is because I need people to be able to identify propaganda. This is something that I did previously on a segment involving Keffels when our kind friend fucking Wop Goblin decided to be a dumbass about Keffels and post out of context screenshots of shit that she had said that had leaked out of group chats. Yeah? If something looks like it's clipped out of context, it's probably clipped out of context. He left out a lot of context on a lot of those video clips. His framing outright lied sometimes, like when we were talking about the poppy table. Those people were not being attacked or harassed or harangued at all. They were sitting there in a public space selling poppies, and other people came in the public space, as is their right, because it's a public space, and protested without bothering them. Framing was there, yeah? And again, looking at context, talking about the guy holding the Hamas or terrorist sign, Why was he holding that? What was the point of holding that? Yeah, again, I wouldn't go to a white cookout, a white barbecue or something, holding the KKK are racist sign. What relevance do they have here? We're not talking about that. What are you doing? Is there something that you want to imply with that? Again, context. Yeah? A lot of Paul's videos fall apart if you use your brain. Because what Paul relies on is very, very, very clever and deceptive editing. He will take tiny little clips and then he will splice them together and then he'll put his context, his narrative behind them, his own view of history of the events that are going on behind them and keep it chugging. And he will pop these out daily. And you want to know why? Because they're good for propaganda. When you can strip everything of context, and when you can give people the idea that they are being persecuted, by stripping them of context, by pushing the narrative that you want, and then saying, and they're coming for you next. Which is quite literally how he ended the video, mind you. Let's go back. Let's go back and see how he ended this video, people.
A strong critique of the state of Israel and disavow these thugs. Because it's not just Israel they despise and want to destroy, is it? They're coming for you too.
They're coming for you too. When you can push that at the end of a propaganda video, that's how you know. It is a propaganda video. That's what's happening here. Outright, far-right, fascistic propaganda. Okay? Look. When it gets down to it, you gotta keep yourself safe from this kind of stuff. Because this kind of stuff can hit anyone. Paul is an effective propagandist. There's a reason why his videos haven't faltered like other right-wingers have. They should have. Realistically, other people's analytics have been falling. His have only kind of stagnated a little, but he's still pulling a lot of views. And that's because his content is, one, really effective in onboarding people by getting them really scared, and two, really effective at immediately getting them deeper in the pipeline by lambasting them with daily videos of his political propaganda edited together like this by his studio. His format has not changed since I watched him when I was little. His format has not changed in those 6 years. And there's a reason for that. It's effective. Be careful of it. He knows exactly what he's doing. Yeah? I mean, look at the length of this video. It is almost an hour-long video. And it's almost an hour-long video because it takes that long to debunk him for a 9-minute video. But you know what? I gave you the tools to be able to point this out yourself. Because you don't even necessarily have to use this to debunk Paul. You can use it to debunk other right-wing propagandists and what they're doing. Okay? Be safe out there. If you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. If you want to debate me on this topic, you can join the Discord down below. You can also hit the bell icon and subscribe so that you know whenever I upload a video. Like the video again if you liked it. YouTube words, follow me on Twitter, links down below. You can email me if you have any business inquiries, and I love you all. I'll see you on the next video. Peace. I gotta hit the stop recording button.